Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. This is a show that happens 2 times a week.
Yes.
Where 2 old guys talk about old games.
Mm-hmm.
This week, it's Original Flavor Wednesday, so we are playing down Digital Trends Top 25 Sega Genesis games. And this week is the 23rd spot, Ecco the Dolphin.
Ecco the Dolphin.
Yeah.
A lot of people have mentioned this game to us. I know Micah has. He wanted us to play it for devious reasons. He found it on the top 5 hardest video games of all time. And he wanted us to I guess have an excruciating, painful experience.
And I forgot my loot crate, so I'm gonna go grab that.
All right. I'll just chill. I'll have a secret conversation with our listeners while you go. Guys, spoilers. Ecco the Dolphin's really hard. And I do really hope that this loot crate is dolphin themed. But I have a feeling that it's not. If this could be an all Lisa Frank loot crate, this would be extremely, extremely fortuitous. Tyler's back. He's shutting blanket door and giggling. All right, commentary over.
Because I'm very excited about this loot crate.
You're sad about it?
Very excited.
Excited about it.
This one was really hard for me not to open.
Why was it hard to open? Is it heavy?
This should be the dystopian
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah,
one
yeah.
I'm very, very excited about. Watch me open it and it won't be, but...
It's like it's like a physical representation of dystopian society.
Just an empty box.
Yeah, there's just like a wafer in there with a roach crawling around.
All right. Oh, it's dystopia. Yeah, it is. First thing out of the box that I see catches my eye. A Fallout vinyl collectible bobblehead.
Cool. It's like a Brotherhood of Steel.
Yep.
Nice.
So what does it say? Yeah, this is one of 5 different collectibles. Yeah, I like that. I'll take a picture of that.
Yeah, that is cool.
A Matrix puzzle. Okay.
Is it like a Rubik's Cube?
I don't know if it's a 3D puzzle or it just comes in a cube.
So
I have no idea.
So the Matrix, huh? That's something people still care about, huh?
I mean, not on this side of the table, at least.
Not on this side either. Look, 2 movies ruined that whole thing for me.
No, oh man.
The first Matrix is great. Like, that is a great movie. Even the Animatrix I thought was pretty damn good. Have you seen it?
No.
There's some really good stuff in the Animatrix. The last 2 Matrix movies are dog shit.
Let me give you a pretty unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
The last 2 movies are bad.
Hey, I didn't say it was controversial. I just want to let my feelings known.
I know, I feel like I'm part of the hive mind when I say that.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, some things are just universally reviled.
It's true, and there are things that we need to remind ourselves. Like, some truths are self-evident, and that, like, 2 of those are that the movies suck.
Here's a shirt I'll probably wear.
Oh, RoboCop shirt? That's awesome.
A classic 80s RoboCop shirt.
Excellent. They give you a gigantic
good
shirt. That's not a large, my friend.
You're right. It's an extra large.
Wow. Yeah. Because you held that up, and I was like, you got a sleep shirt.
Yeah, because I've got a large is what I have listed. So
the main reason I noticed the size is because I was like trying to gauge whether or not you actually liked it or not, or if you were being sarcastic. Because I was gonna be like, I will give you $10 for that shirt. And then when you held it up, I was like, that shirt would swallow me whole.
Just like the hoodie I got you.
Yes. Have we talked about the graphic design hoodie that you got me?
Maybe briefly.
Which is a gigantic, like, XXL hoodie with the words.
That part was completely unintentional. When I ordered it off Amazon, I did not realize the default was like extra, extra, extra large.
With I believe it's world's best graphic designer.
Yep.
Written in Comic Sans.
Graphic designer of the year.
Graphic designer of the year. That's right. I'll have to wear that
Here's a
to Dragon Con.
T2 with the Terminator head on it.
What is it?
Just made of metal. Just a metal.
What is it, though?
A metal, a plate? I don't know.
It's just a metal thing?
Just a piece of metal.
What do you do with it?
Hide it from Kenna? I guess that's about it.
It kind of looks like a cake tin almost, but like reversed out. All right. Yeah, you could tie that around her face as like a mask. Poke a hole in there.
I like the loot pin. It's a mini nuke from
nice.
Fallout.
The loot pins are always great.
And then here is a Bioshock Infinite. It's the Songbird key.
Oh, sweet.
I like that. And it's blank, so
you can actually like bring
I can actually go and have them copy that to be my house key.
Or your Songbird.
Yeah. I like that.
You know what? Loot Crate should do a pin only box where they just send you their pin in an envelope. Like it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I would do that because I love their pins. Is that it?
That's it.
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good crate.
That RoboCop shirt is pretty badass.
Yeah.
And that bobblehead is pretty great. Matrix puzzle, I'm confused about. T2 head, also confused about.
Here's a piece of metal.
I guarantee you that's left over from the 90s. Like those have been sitting in a warehouse.
They were like, they used them to decorate movie theaters when T2 came out. Now they just took them off.
Well, we got a whole bunch of these extra things. What should we do with this in this Matrix puzzle?
Loot Crate said they'd buy them for a penny a piece.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing anything here but taking up space.
I guess that's my intro.
Who are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. That was my Loot Crate.
You know what? I liked it. I'm glad that
I'm
Loot
happy
Crate
with
was
that
here.
one. That's the last one. I've unsubscribed.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I may have mentioned this on the show before. I realize it would be a lot of work, but I have thought about subscribing just to like get the things out of it that I want and then selling the things that I don't want on eBay.
Yeah, you totally could do that.
Because I don't know if I'd be able to make up the difference or not. Because like I don't know if that T2 metal plate head thing is going to sell on eBay or not. That shirt would though, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Maybe it's an ashtray.
But it would be the other way. I feel like the painted part would be face down. And I guess if it were an ashtray, that would like prove my point that it's left over from the 90s. Because like I feel like no one smokes anymore except for a handful of people in Kentucky.
Because I picked up my cigarette lighter out of my car and put it back in there, and I just realized how antiquated that is to have a cigarette lighter in your car.
Oh, I used to use
the sole purpose of lighting cigarettes.
Yeah,
this option.
I used to use mine, and enough wacky comedy movies that I'd seen made me very aware to not drop it in my crotch while I'm driving. So, what's up, Internet? I am Dave. I am your bespectacled host, and I have a very important fact that I want to share. I'm switching platforms. I'm flip-flopping. After hearing Wizened Sage Ian's phone call, his voicemail last episode, he took me to task on a pulled pork burrito from Burrito Shack. And I said that I would try it. The first opportunity I got, which was yesterday, I tried it. And pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Not as good, but it is a acceptable substitution.
You know what? Honestly, I would say here's the tough part. I think it is as good as the pork burrito that they used to have. That was chopped up in cubes, which I think Ian referred to as dog food. But here's the problem. Since having the pork burrito, which was my regular, since they discontinued that, I started eating the chicken burritos, and now like that's my jam. So when I got this pork burrito the other day, the shredded pork burrito, which did not taste like barbecue, that was my biggest fear.
Yeah,
my biggest fear was this was going to be like a barbecue burrito.
Yeah,
which that could work. Like
if that's your intention from the
get-go, yeah, exactly. But that's not something I'm going to go in and be like, I'm in the mood for some Mexican food. I know, let's cram some barbecue in there. But yeah, it was pretty good. So Ian, I want to take a moment. I want to apologize to you for saying the things that I did about a pulled pork burrito. I was wrong. You were right. And I hope that makes you feel better. Also, I had a conversation with somebody. I had a conversation with Lee, who is in the Adam Levine fan club.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me a question that I thought I wanted to bring up to you on the show.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a really good question. It's very simple. He asked if you and I were Smash Brothers characters, would we be individual characters, or would we essentially be the ice climbers?
I think we'd be individual characters.
Do you? Why is
Yeah.
that?
I think our differences are stark enough that
Yeah.
we're not palette swaps of each other.
Right. We're not physically tethered together.
Right.
Yet.
And we're not married yet.
No, not yet. We're emotionally tethered. But we're not physically or sexually tethered yet.
Once gay marriage is allowed in this country, shit.
Oh, we have
we have to.
no
I guess we have
excuse.
to.
How cool would it be if I pulled a ring out of my pocket right now?
It'd be so cool.
People would probably talk
If I
about
could have turned on anime eyes,
Yeah.
if I could
No,
have
you
one
did.
time in my life to make sparkly large anime eyes, if God was like, you get this gift once, you can only use it once, time it properly, that would have been it.
You did a good job. It came through to me. Yeah, it came through. I like the idea of us being the ice climbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. You've got a good point. We're definitely not a palette swap. And also, I feel like the ice climbers have zero personality.
And plus, I feel like you'd be a light and I'd be a heavy.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair.
So you'd be someone like Fox and I'd be someone like Bowser.
Okay, you think so?
Now that you're all running all fast and shit, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't like Fox. That's the problem.
Falco,
That's better.
Kirby.
Well, Kirby, yeah, but I am short and pink. And I also eat people.
I do believe if I eat people, I gain their essence and some of their skills.
It's true.
I think I learned to design.
I ate a shitty designer. That's
You're not a
it.
shoe designer. You won that sweatshirt.
I did.
Run
I
that
did.
hoodie, so
I
you're
did
clearly
wear that
not.
sweatshirt. No, what sucks about it is, it's like I'm joking about being a shitty designer. I'm like, I feel like I'm squarely mediocre. Like I'm definitely just like, blop. Here's the middle. It's like you've got rock star designers on one end who are like, yeah, I get enough money off of each logo to buy a Lexus. Those guys do exist.
Damn.
And then on the other end, you've got, I guess, the guys who do like, I don't know. You got like a high schooler doing like yearbook layout. So like somewhere between those two extremes, I'm like right in the middle.
I think you're better than that.
Well,
You're better. You just
thank you.
you haven't been discovered by any moment tons of money yet.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, thank you. That's very nice. You know what? But if I had my way, man,
If I had my way, I'd be rich.
yeah. Let me just
I'd get paid a lot for a logo.
just throw that out there by my way.
If I had my druthers.
If I had to choose between being extremely poor or extremely wealthy, I'd probably go with extremely wealthy.
If I could choose between depositing change in my bank account to buy Steam games or having a ton of money.
I'd even watch The Matrix 2 and 3 one more time if I could make a lot of money. All right. So, Ecco the Dolphin?
Yeah. Let's talk about Ecco the Dolphin.
Do you hear that?
I do.
What is it? I do hear that deep throat train.
I watched a lot of Flipper.
Yeah, I do hear that deep throat dolphin train, which of course ushers in a segment.
It is hard to choke a dolphin.
I don't know if you saw what Phil shared today. Sandwich Pope Phil shared a few dolphin goofs today.
No.
One is a very, I don't know what comic it's from, but it is a man, quote unquote, lung fucking a dolphin.
Ooh. The blowhole.
The blowhole. Not only that, but he's like got it in like a reverse 69 position with like stakes in its gut. And link in the show notes.
Everybody at work was like, I want to see that. That sounds downright interesting.
I don't know if it's in SFW or not. I guess I should probably tag it that anyway. You'll know which link it is because it'll just be lung fuck.
I hope Bailey is playing this over her speakers at work. I hope that's what comes through.
Well, you know what? We have a disclaimer, Bailey. I don't know if you just skip ahead or not, but we do have a disclaimer that mentions crude and immature speech. So there you go, living up to our true potential. This is what a frustrated designer does. Just ruins people's work days. I do hear that lung fuck train, which of course ushers in the segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys. Ecco the Dolphin. Title screen, Ecco, is an action-adventure game originally developed by Ed Annunziata? Doing my best here.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm sure someone knows and will correct me, and that's great because I'll have a We Done Goof for next time. But I think it is Ed Annunziata. And Novotrade International for the Mega Drive, and published by Sega in 1992. Ecco the Dolphin was republished digitally via Nintendo's Virtual Console in 2006, Microsoft's Xbox Live Arcade, Steam, iOS, and Nintendo 3DS. Came out on a lot of stuff. It is the first installment in the Ecco the Dolphin video game franchise. The player character Ecco, Tyler, is a bottlenose dolphin who travels through time.
Oh, I played the wrong game.
In his TARDIS. He's Dr. Dolphin.
There has to be fan art of like Matt Smith as a dolphin in the TARDIS traveling through time. So he's got a fez and a tweed jacket.
I'm going to look
and a
for
bow tie.
this. I'm going to look for this in a Tyler heavy part of this episode. When you see me searching on my iPad, that's what I'm looking for. So he travels through time, which is a surprise to me because I did not get to any time traveling segments.
Oh, there's a lot of really weird twists and turns in this game.
I'm glad that you're familiar with them. He travels through time to combat hostile extraterrestrials in Earth's oceans.
He fights aliens.
And on alien spacecraft. So that's it. That's kind of the...
I thought this was a game about a dolphin trying to save his pod. Yeah, it just involves time travel and slaughtering extraterrestrials in an entirely different galaxy on an entirely different planet. 55 million years ago.
Do you know... Okay, I did a little bit of research on this game, and I think I know why all this stuff happens. So a lot of like the influence of the game is... has some roots in LSD. Did you know this?
Oh, no, that's
I'm
actual
serious.
thing?
I'm 100% serious. So check this out. The name Ecco, the reason that the dolphin is named Ecco is the name comes from John C. Lilly. This is straight from Wikipedia. I'm not smart. I'm just reading this off the screen. Where during his experiments with psychoactive drugs, he claims to have met a series of cosmic entities dubbed Earth Coincidence Control Office. The acronym for that is ECCO, which is Ecco. So not only that, but Lilly, the guy who did these experiments, he compiled all of his findings in a book called The Mind of the Dolphin. This game has more to do with LSD than LSD Dream Emulator did.
Ooh, okay, that's good.
The soundtrack for this game was inspired by Pink Floyd. That is what the game designer gave the composer, where it's like, I want the game music to sound like this. I want it to sound like Pink Floyd. Which I will say, one of my favorite things.
It makes me like the game more than I actually do hearing that information.
I know, it's weird, right?
It gives it a +1.
It definitely gives it gives the game advantage on all its rolls.
But this game it's real fucking hard. It's so hard. It
is very hard.
It's difficult. I Because I didn't have Genesis. I was not a Genesis kid.
Nor did I.
But I had a Game Gear.
As did I.
I played a lot of this on the Game Gear.
I rented it on the Game Gear. What was your experience with it?
I think I didn't beat it, but I got very far. I almost beat it on the Game Gear.
That's really good.
Back then, I did have my frustrations with it, but I enjoyed it as a kid. This kind of game is hard to go back to and enjoy. I can see where it was a risk, and there's nothing else like it in the Genesis. It's completely unique in its story, how it integrates the controls, and it's not something that any AAA developer would never do anything like this now.
You don't think so?
No, like at best, a weird indie developer would do something like this.
It does kind of feel like an indie Metroidvania style game.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of exploration, I feel like. Like I did not get very far in this game because it's
like
difficult.
terrain that looks all the same and just wandering around in it until you drown as a dolphin. This game's for you.
There is a lot of wandering around. There's a lot of wandering around and trying to figure out where you're going.
Or just what to do. Like the
Yeah.
objectives in every level are super obtuse.
And you can talk to the crystals. There are giant Final Fantasy style crystals in the
Glyphs.
ocean. Oh, they call glyphs?
Glyphs and I don't know why, because I played a ton of it on the Game Gear.
Yeah.
So that word always stuck in my mind. And the last time I remember using it, I think I've told this story before. Whenever during the shot contest, Josh Nance got incredibly drunk and belligerent and would not go to bed.
Okay.
And because he was just like, I'll remember everything, Tyler. I was like, okay, Josh, here's your test. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna tell you a word, and you tell me this word tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, okay. That pacified him. Your word is glyph. Glyph? Like Ecco the Dolphin? Yes. I'll remember it. He did the next morning.
Really?
He woke up the next morning. I was like, what's your word? What are you talking? Oh. And I could just see the magnifying glass, the
Going around the
pinwheel
file.
spinning. Glyph, it's glyph. Like, all right, good job. You got it.
Where is Josh? I thought he was going to be on this episode.
I'm starting a new job, and I had 2 days of training and forgot to call and invite Josh onto this episode.
Sorry,
I wanted him on, and I forgot to extend the invitation. I remembered today. But I was like, oh, he's not going to do
No,
it
it's
2
too
hours
late.
notice.
No, that's too late. All right. Well, I'm sorry I asked. I didn't mean to put you on the
No,
spot.
it's okay.
I
I think the audience would appreciate knowing that I just completely forgot.
I thought we were just going to get the rib Josh. Like, I was hoping he told you he's at a bonfire 2 counties away. The glyphs, man, they're very cryptic. They're extremely cryptic, where they'll give you, like, essentially, quote-unquote, directions, which are really, like, elementary riddles that you have to solve. And some glyphs talk to you, and other glyphs serve as barriers.
Yeah, they just move.
Yeah, and you can't get past them until you have to strike one glyph and like resonate with it, and then find the gate glyph and fire your sonar at it. And then
I forget this. Because you have sonar. That's how you communicate with other dolphins and other sea creatures that have sonar, because you can talk to whales and things like that. And stone double helixes. You can talk to them.
Stone double helixes?
Yeah.
I missed that. What is that?
That is because you're trying to save your pod, so a killer whale tells you to go talk to Big Blue.
Right. I got to that part.
Yeah. Then Big Blue tells you there's a creature older than I am, the asterite.
Okay.
It's just like a double helix made of rocks.
Is that a space monster? Or?
It's a creature.
It's time, isn't
that
it?
Atlantis made it 55 million years ago.
This game is dumb.
Yep.
Now the LSD is kicking in.
Yeah, once you get to that part, everything really starts to quickly fall apart. Because the asterite's just like, I think I can help you, but first you have to help me. I need you to go back 55 million years ago before your kind to Atlantis and bring me back my power globe. And then he just like, you can go and it's without game facts. You're not going to do this in a timely manner. It's just not. The game facts is necessary to know.
No.
There's so many twists and turns and weird goals, and you don't know if you're supposed to beat an enemy. saves, like you at one point save like 5 other dolphins to progress, and then otherwise you're looking for doors which are obvious or hidden. It's just, but you have to go like locate a statue that gives you access to the time traveling machine.
Best I could do on
That's
the
pretty-
Doctor
a
Who
do-
dolphin is a dolphin.
A Dolfleck.
Yeah. Link in the show notes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had to show you the
'Cause
Dalek dolphin.
You fire your sonar into these 2 large cups, and it bounces your sonar back and forth until you go back in time to Atlantis, and you meet like the active glyphs, which are. This is where I kind of got lost trying to figure out the story. So I think glyphs are Atlanteans who went back in time to save themselves from the vortex, that race of aliens that are just destroying Earth, and then they tell you how to fix it. Like you have to go, I guess, further back in time to before all of this started. So you go back, and then you have prehistoric like sharks and eels, and you can summon a pterodactyl that carries you around.
Yeah. This game kind of goes off the rails, huh?
Yeah, because you get that globe piece, go back to the asteroid. In the asteroid, it's like, okay, here's your power, and I'm going to send you back in time to the beginning of the game when your pod disappears, and instead of escaping, you go in with them. Only now you have this new superpower that can help you stop the aliens, which is basically you have fast healing for one part.
Okay.
So
that's helpful. You know, it'd be more helpful. Infinite breath.
Yeah, that's a layer of the game I do not think it needed to be any more difficult.
Well, it's like when I was playing this game earlier, I was thinking about you because I know like
can't hold your breath.
You
very
cannot.
long.
You cannot hold your breath. There's one thing I tell people about you. It's like whenever we meet a new person and like you kind of like divert your attention for a moment, I like whisper under my breath to the new person, like, he can't hold his breath very long. It's just something you need to know.
Pinch his nose when you're mouth fucking him. He can't like he taps out real quick.
You don't even have to marry him first. But I was thinking about you because I know that you hate water levels.
Yeah.
So I was like curious how you felt about Ecco the Dolphin because it is essentially one gigantic water level.
I guess it's a little different because that's the intention from the start. Like it's designed to do that. It's not a break in gameplay.
Yeah.
Like most water levels are, like a drastic departure. Like, and it does things. It does well for what it is. The controls. You control like you would imagine controlling a dolphin.
Man, the controls are like, here's exactly how it controls. Take an underwater Mario level.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say from Mario 3, with Frog Suit. Let's get Frog Suit.
Yeah.
So Frog Suit Mario, and then combine it with the ice levels from Super Mario Brothers 2. Slap them together, and that's how you control Ecco.
Water's slippery, man.
It is like the controls are so slippery, dude. It's like, and I guess it's because they want you to have the sense of momentum when you swim.
Because you go way too fast when you get
Super
going.
fast.
You're just gonna ram into stuff and kill yourself.
And there's a button to make you go faster.
Yeah.
Which of course I'm using all the time because I'm an idiot. But what I like about
how many times did that octopus kill you?
A couple. I mean, for sure, a couple times.
I better hurry up and get past this.
Well, I spoke to the glyph who told me to
okay.
swim slowly past it. So he still got me because I wasn't swimming slow enough. Like you have to like nudge. Yeah.
Let's take like a minute to get past this part. This is how slow you have to go.
Meanwhile, your breath meter is just tick, tick,
yeah,
tick. Yeah. Now, how many times did I drown around the octopus? Like 100. Like 100 fucking times.
Because the game is hard enough trying to figure. So many mazes of terrain that all matches. Frustrating enough, and then like you don't need the necessity of diving around exploring until you think you have to found where you need to go back and get breath, and then do it again, try to progress a little bit further, and hope you find more air, or go back again. The whole breath mechanic is awful.
Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
Is Atlantis real?
I don't think so. I am not a believer in Atlantis.
Where's your proof?
I don't have any.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Because Namor hasn't like come up here and hung out with us yet.
Well, one day He's got his spot in the MCU, right?
Does he?
One day he will, and then we'll know the truth.
Yeah. I guess if Aquaman goes over really, really well, they'll bring in Namor.
Did you ever were you into paranormal stuff when you were a kid?
No.
So never really interested in paranormal or occult or anything like that?
Occult stuff, yeah, but
Yeah.
not like ghosts, not really.
Yeah. How about goblins?
Goblins, ghouls, yeah.
How about Atlanteans? Merfolk.
Merfolk. My only exposure to merfolk has been in Castlevania and Cabin in the Woods.
That's a really good exposure to merfolk, I think, is Cabin in the Woods. Even as a kid, I thought they were lame as hell.
Yeah.
And it's even as a kid who believed hardcore in UFOs and believed hardcore Bigfoot, I figured wasn't real, but I was like, I'm going to hold on to this. This has got to be real. We got to have monsters. Nessie, yes, I have to believe in this. Even though there's a part in the back of my mind that's like, come on, this is not real. But I guess in order to make up for that, I was like, Atlantis, no, not real. Not real. See, that's how I can prove that these other things are real, because this thing isn't real.
I think my parents are more like, Mom, are aliens real? No, but angels are.
Heaven aliens are real.
That's it. Just angels. Just angels and Jesus, Tyler.
Have they...
What about Santa Claus? Yeah. The Tooth Fairy? Yeah.
Well, the Tooth Fairy's a special angel. He's the weird angel they don't talk about in the Bible, who's obsessed with children's teeth.
The cherubim, the seraphim, and the tooth variety of angels.
The molarfum.
That's pretty good. Oh, man. What are my other notes about this game? The only level I did really I like the concept. I also remember, I got pumped at this level with Ashley Shake, because we both played this obsessively on the Game Gear.
Cockmaster Ashley Shake?
Cockmaster Ashley Shake. Was the level Open Ocean.
What is that? Do you just get to swim fast?
Yeah, it's just a completely wide open ocean that's infested with sharks. So you have to just get through it as fast as possible, trying to avoid the sharks.
Cool.
And that part is fun to me.
Any part of the game where there was room to swim around, I thought was fun.
Yeah.
Because the very first stage, when your pod gets sucked up into space by aliens because video games, because LSD. That part's really fun to just swim around, because what I love about it is this, when Echo's really going, it feels to me like what Sonic the Hedgehog should feel like.
You're right.
Because it's uninhibited just speed, where it's just it's just fun to go fast.
Jumping over and sliding through terrain when you're jumping over things and sliding on rocks to the next side and run and jump.
I done scratched my belly up. Yeah, my Echo's belly is all scratched up. I think it would be fun to a Tony Hawk style Ecco the Dolphin game, which I think there was a Flash. Am I crazy? Do you remember there was a Flash based game where you played a dolphin and the whole object is to do tricks, and then I feel the more tricks you did, the higher up you went to you wound up in outer space. Is this sounding familiar at all?
It sounds like Knights to me.
Knights. I never played Knights.
I was thinking about what would a 3D Echo be like? Knights. It's just Knights for the Sega Saturn.
I'm going to look up this dolphin flip game, and if I find it...
I mean, I want to say it sounds familiar, but I can't say that was
I'm going
certainty.
to play it for 2 hours, and then I'll post it in the show notes, because this game is addictive. And they had competitive leaderboards.
That game,
and
not
stuff
Echo, that game.
You know what? Echo is kind of a weird... It fits a weird slot for me, because it is very difficult, and I did get frustrated playing it. But I could see myself, I wanted to keep playing it. But it felt so good to finish a stage. It felt really good to finish a stage. It felt like finishing a novel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not writing one, reading one. Because who knows what writing a novel feels like. No one's done it. No one's ever done it. But reading a novel, when I get to the end, where it's I read a big, thick novel, it's did it. Done. Accomplished. So Ecco the Dolphin, finishing a stage in Ecco the Dolphin's reading an excruciating novel. Where when I get to the end, I was well, that was okay, but I finished it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see, like, as a kid, I enjoyed it, but just as an adult, I don't. As a kid, my bar for frustration was just a lot higher. Like, I could take a lot of bullshit.
Dude, I loved dolphins as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was a dolphin kid, and it got that like really got me labeled. That got me labeled in 5th grade pretty hardcore.
There's the Lisa Frank kid.
Exactly. I had a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper because I couldn't find any other I couldn't find a masculine Trapper Keeper with a dolphin on it. I was the target of so many just homophobic 5th graders. Where it's like, no, I like girls. I realize that I've got this very feminine Trapper Keeper.
Look, well, you can show them now.
Yeah.
You do a podcast with strong homoerotic overtones.
Yes. Yeah, in this very episode, there is a joke about us getting married.
There are several.
There's a joke.
There's a joke where I pretend I'm excited by the prospect.
So you know what I did the following year? Or actually, it wasn't even the following year. It was the same year. I got tired of it. I'm not sure if I told this story in the show before or not.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That year, what I did was I got so tired of it that I cast aside the things that I loved. I cast aside the dolphins. And what did I do? I just tried to get the most outlandish boy thing that I possibly could get. So I remember going to the store and I remember just scouring the aisles, in the back to school section, scouring it for what is the most boy thing that I could buy here so I can get these fuckers off my back. And what I landed on, please tell me you remember these folders where it's these realistic interpretations of wild animals playing sports. So it's there's a bald eagle with its talons out that's quote unquote catching a football, which is shredding around its talons. I bought a Trapper Keeper that had that, and then every folder in that series that I could find. There's a bear playing, I don't know, he's eating a soccer ball or something. It's just
You're right, man. That is the most masculine thing you could have found.
So I got them all, and I remember going to school and just showing it to people, just showing it off. Yeah, let me see if I got my math homework. Flip. Oh, look at all these animals playing a sport.
Those look awesome.
Man. So yeah, there's my that's how I cast dolphins aside. Dude, I had a dolphin.
It's time for me to become a man.
Mother.
Give me animals playing sports.
Mother, I need to get rid of this dolphin bedspread, which I had.
1 circumcision and 5 animal folders, Mother. It's time I grew up.
I had a dolphin bedspread. I had dolphin posters in my room. Dude, I was dolphin out. If my parents would have allowed me to get a tattoo in the 5th grade, I'd have a gigantic dolphin on my chest.
How did your dad feel about this?
My dad, that's an interesting question. He has never voiced a concern, but I know that he had them. So there we go. That's how much I love dolphins. I wanted to be a marine biologist really bad as a kid. And then I realized that I saw some kind of documentary or something, and I was like, oh, that's what they do? No. I just want to I really just want to play with dolphins. But I don't want to have to deal with dead animals and taking samples from dead animals and stuff like that. I think my mom showed that to me as a kid to be I don't think you're cut out to be a marine biologist. I don't think you've got the stomach for it, kid.
Yeah. Could have been at SeaWorld, a dolphin trainer at SeaWorld.
I didn't think of that. And I should have, because I had that SeaWorld Celebrate VHS tape.
Yeah.
Something else about dolphins for me. I've been holding all of this in for the Ecco the Dolphin
Have you
episode.
ever actually touched a dolphin?
Yes, and here, but not like not not how I wanted to. So when I was in my giant dolphin phase, this is. I'm bringing back a segment we haven't touched on in a long time called Regretful Recall.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, I wanted to swim with the dolphins. Like, that's all I wanted to do for like a solid maybe 2 years
Plenty
of
of
my life.
adults still want to do that.
And I still kind of do want to do that. But this was like, but I'm a man now, Tyler.
I have these folders to prove it. It's what I keep our show notes in.
That's going to be my new Steam profile pic. It's just the eagle just shredding the football. So I really, I really wanted to, American football. I really wanted to swim with the dolphins. And my mom was really cool. And she was like, all right, let's look into this. Let's see if we can make this happen for you. Let's see how much it is. And she found a place. And she told me about it, and I was like, "This is amazing. I'm gonna get to swim with the dolphins." And then she found out more information about it, and it was like a camp for kids with cerebral palsy. So here's my regretful recall. I remember asking my mother if I could pretend that I had cerebral palsy. I can't even say the word. So that I could swim with the dolphins. And she gave me a curt and firm no. Thank God.
Those kids have all the luck.
I bet they don't even love dolphins.
No, I wish you'd ask your dad and be like, yeah, you can. Here are some David Ring videos. Watch and take notes.
I think that my dad would have been like, thank God there's an excuse that he does not swim with the dolphins. Because this whole dolphin thing's really kind of freaking me out a little bit. So that's it. There's my regretful recall.
That's good. That's a good one.
You're welcome, Internet. I do it all for you.
Oh, what else do I even have to talk about after that? Nothing.
You're welcome, Bailey's Coffee Shop. Here's a weird guy that she hangs out with on the internet. While we pretend to be babies that guess spells.
And really enjoy Adam Levine.
Wow, when I look at it in that perspective, I'm a really weird dude.
When you put our friendship in accurate terms.
Like, I could just, like, I have a mental image in my mind of 16-year-old Henry, like, I'm dead for some reason, and he's going through, like, all these podcasts to be like, I wonder what Dad was like, and then, like, he somehow gets to this point, and is just, like, shaking his head, just, like, shame and disgust.
I have no father.
Yeah. You know what, Mom? I'm glad that dude died. He sounded like a really weird motherfucker.
Mother, I will accept Josh Nance as my father figure now.
So what were we talking about? Were we talking about a video game?
Dolphins.
Question mark.
Before and after. All things dolphin.
How do you feel about dolphins?
So long and thanks for all the fish had to be made. There you go.
That's not an achievement?
Oh, shit.
It is now.
Yeah, I just had what a bullshit weird slope the story takes where, going to the past, going to a different planet, a different galaxy, because it turns out there's this other planet that can't produce food anymore, full of aliens that look like xenomorphs.
Okay.
So once every 500 years, they open a small portal to Earth and suck up a bunch of food.
They like seafood, I guess?
Yeah, they just love seafood. So that's where all your pod went. So now you get sucked up and go and defeat the aliens. So you get your pod back and they don't take all of Earth's food.
That seems like a lot of effort just to get a little bit of food. Every 500 years.
Well, supposedly the asterisk tells you that every time they do it, they get bigger and then require more food next time. Until eventually they'll
consume
the entire Earth.
Space locusts.
But once every 500 million years, get some good. The sun's gonna burn out first.
Yeah.
Especially for as much as like one dolphin pod every 500 million years. We'll be okay.
Man, Echo's really determined. I feel like a lot of dolphins would just be like, like even like not even dolphins, but like
I bet I can find another pod.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you do. You could just went with them.
Hey guys, my friends were all eaten by aliens. Can I hang out with you?
Let's see. I rage quit in Atlantis because there's this one point you have to move a block.
You got far, man.
Oh, it was. I didn't enjoy it, but
I'm sorry.
when I got frustrated, I level skipped. So
Yeah.
But when I get super frustrated in Atlantis, having to move this block back and forth, like you'd move it, it sink to the bottom, so then Echo has to go down, do this weird maneuver to push it back up, and then move it slightly over, and it's just, I got so frustrated. And you're getting hit by crabs and jellyfish and shit the whole time, and your air's running out. Like it was, I was done. I was done at that point.
I had a similar issue in the second level, which, by the way, Micah timed me. I streamed Ecco the Dolphin. So if for some reason you have never played Ecco the Dolphin, you don't know what we're talking about, or you just want to check me out playing the game, and surprisingly, I don't gush about dolphins because I'm over it, man.
Yeah,
I'm over it. You can find it on Twitch. Just search for TADPOG and you'll find it. Micah timed me on the second level, and he said it took me, I think, 58 minutes to get through it. Oh. And I almost guarantee you 30 minutes of that is probably me just trying to push a shell into a wall of stones. Because it's like so hard to do. The controls are so slippery.
Yeah, moving stuff with your nose and with sonar is so frustrating.
Gosh. And then like if you don't push the shell against the wall as it's dropping, you're done. Like you have to like swim around until it respawns. Meanwhile, trying to make sure you don't drown.
Yeah.
So I found myself doing this big circuit where it's like push the shell off the ledge, then try to push it into the stone wall. I failed. It lands to where I can't push it anymore. So I have to loop all the way back around, hit up the air pocket, go back to the shell, and try it again. And like I would get it like probably on every fourth try. But then what would happen is I would die later in the level, and I'd have to start all the way back from the beginning, and I'd have to do that shell part again. And it would take me like 4 tries to get it again.
It's almost as if a dolphin was not supposed to travel 55 million years into the past and navigate the world's oceans.
Is there any canon behind like the stars on Echo's forehead?
I want to say it's something about him being like a chosen one, or something like that.
That would make sense.
Because in Atlantis, it's like he's the hero that was foretold from the future, or something like that.
Like you will go into the stars and defeat the space locusts, kind of deal.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Because there's still like another Echo game for the Genesis, like the Tides of Time or something like that. That I think builds on that.
I wish I'd have played this for the 3DS. I looked into it because I was like, man, it would be kind of comfortable to play this on the 3DS. And I kind of even feel like on the small screen and the way the controls are set up on the 3DS, that it might even be like easier to maneuver.
And if you even have a joystick, then you're gonna control a lot better as opposed to this slippery thing in 8 different directions.
I hear it's a lot easier on the 3DS too. Like you can choose which version of the game that you play. The difficulty I think is really interesting because we both feel like this was I mean, like if you were to rate this game like on a difficulty scale, like I mean, compared to like all the games that we played so far, like where would this fall? Towards the most difficult or the least difficult, somewhere in the middle?
I'd say it's the upper end. It's not like the most difficult, but I'd put it like scale 1 to 10. I'm gonna give it an 8 in difficulty.
I feel like that's probably accurate. I think it's more difficult for me because I didn't really have an experience playing it prior.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on that Game Gear, so
and like that gives you the edge. For me, I would put it like at a 9. I thought it was really hard, but I want to read you something.
Okay.
This is what the designer Annunziata said about the game in the game's difficulty. Mm-hmm. Quote, I was paranoid.
You're a damn dolphin.
Deal with it. Quote, I was paranoid about game rentals and kids beating the game over the weekend, so I made it hard. End quote. That is that punctuation, that pause is not me. That's him. That's just like I love that. Like this LSD induced game is like he's like interviewing like in stoner mentality. I made it hard.
Just made it hard, man.
I don't know what he looks like, but I imagine Tommy Chong.
I've got games to sell, man. Like if you're just gonna beat in a few hours, you're not gonna buy that shit. You're just gonna rent it. I need that money for some LSD.
Are you familiar with a level called Welcome to the Machine in Ecco the Dolphin?
That sounds very familiar.
Well, it is a Pink Floyd reference.
Okay.
And that's how, when I read it, I was like, Welcome to the Machine. All right. I love that song. But it's a level in Ecco the Dolphin, which I never reached, which he says, he himself, the game designer says, quote, way over the top challenging.
I said, I don't even remember that part of it.
I don't know. I could have done my research and looked it up.
I feel like I remember it in the Game Gear part.
Yeah.
But I blazed through stuff so quickly and level skipped, so I might have just missed it entirely.
I'll have a link to the Pink Floyd song in the show notes if anybody's interested in that.
Let's see. The boss, I didn't get there, but I watched it, and it's a giant alien head that you rush into it until its jaw falls off, and then you can actually hit it, and then it spews out all of your dolphin friends, and then you swim out the little tunnel back to Earth. So,
All right.
And I also want to mention the Game Gear level, because when you start off in the Game Gear, you have to jump over, because in this one, you just jump into the air to cause the vortex to happen. But in the Game Gear version, you have to like jump so high you jump over this one wall. Or is that to get out?
Dolphin Olympics 2 is the name of the Flash game. Sorry.
All right.
All right, sorry. You talked about jumping out of the water.
I remember
it was like
to jump out either to trigger the vortex or to get to the actual game. The Game Gear was so difficult. Like I remember playing it, starting and doing it so many times. So many times I didn't understand, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I beat this? Open up the instruction booklet. The code to level skip is right there printed to start the game.
it's printed in the manual?
It is in the instruction booklet to skip the intro, put in this code, and you start off just playing the game. That's it.
Are the levels the same or are they different? Do they vary?
They're very similar.
They're similar, okay.
Yeah.
Tyler, there's a Dolphin Olympics 3 now.
Okay, we got to do it then.
So, yeah. You want to do another? I'm out of dolphin stories. I should have saved some. I actually have one more.
We'll have to go make some more dolphin memories. We're taking next week off because we'll be out making dolphin memories.
I'm not going to lie. That sounds pretty awesome. I didn't get to make dolphin memories as a kid. I did get to touch one, like barely touch one at SeaWorld. Like just barely touch one. But I got to touch a manta ray a whole bunch. That was kind of fun. I get to feed it, you know?
The stuff, yeah. Got to watch it kill Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I did. And they just replayed it over and over again. They're like, welcome to Psychopath Camp, kids. We're going to warp your minds. Here, everyone have a seat. We're gonna show you lots of episodes of The Crocodile Hunter, and then you're gonna watch this man die for 8 hours.
We've duct taped a knife onto a sticky hand. So here you go. Just fling them around at each other. Do you have any achievements?
Kind of. I kind of have an achievement.
Good enough. Just like we kind of did an episode.
Hey man, I feel like this is a classic. This is gonna go down in this Tadpog history here we made today. I told like the story about like why my father was worried about me and my sexuality.
Well, that and didn't like you picked out your prize was like a pink animal or something at like
a doll.
You talked that story.
So here's the deal. I have told the story a long time ago. So when I was very young, like before preschool even, I remember going to Sesame Street Live. I loved Sesame Street as a kid.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the female Muppet. They're Muppets, let's face it. They're Muppets.
They are.
They're Jim Henson creations, right? So I can't remember the name of her. She had like a Susie or something like that. And I liked her a lot. And I remember asking my parents while I was at Sesame Street Live if I could get one of the stuffed animals because they had all these Sesame Street stuffed animals. They had one for each character that was on the stage kind of deal. And they said yes. And I wanted to get the girl. And my dad was adamantly opposed to it. Like it was not happening. The words came out of his mouth. That's a doll. You are not getting a doll. And I I had a meltdown. Like, I mean, it was just like, it was as if the world was just crumbling around me that I could not have the one that I wanted. He would let me have any of the other ones. Like, I could pick any of the other ones, but I could not have that one.
You'll be a man and pick Elmo.
Yeah. Elmo didn't exist when I was a kid. That's how old I am. Did Elmo exist when you were a kid?
I feel like he did, but I feel like I may get him and Grover mixed up as thinking back that far.
I can't remember which Sesame Street character I actually wound up with because it doesn't fucking matter because I didn't get the one that I loved. What are we talking about? Achievements?
Yep. Talk about our father-like therapy sessions we need.
Well,
I don't know. Achievements.
Well, mine at least. I feel like I've shared a lot today. This is one that I'm definitely not going to go back and listen to. I do have an achievement, and it is called Stir of Echoes, and it's spelled ECCOS, Stir of Echoes. You see, I have to explain the joke because it's not very good. In order to unlock that achievement, you have to speak to all the glyphs in the game. And as you do, you have to read them in a very creepy voice. Tyler, do you have any achievements for this game?
I have 3. My first one is, no jumping. Ooh. And you unlock that at the beginning of the very start. You have to spend an hour swimming around with your pod before you jump into the air and trigger the vortex.
Okay. You know, they threw some Dolphin Olympics in there while you're waiting. That would be nice. I'm telling you guys, Dolphin Olympics. You'll lose a whole work day.
Do you have another one?
No, I don't.
My next one is Glassjaw Ridley, and you unlock that by beating the final boss.
Is this an alien reference?
Yeah, it's an alien because it's a xenomorph whose jaw you knock off.
Dude, you're too far away from me right now, but I would give you a high five.
I've seen the first one.
That is the only one, honestly, I think that you need to see. I'm gonna maintain my Matrix stance. Although, honestly, Matrix 2 and Matrix 3.
The first one I saw was Alien Resurrection. Is that not a good one to see?
No, not really.
Where they have the crossbreed. Ridley has an alien xenomorph baby.
No, that's not a good one. Aliens, the second one, is a good movie, but it's like an action movie in space.
Yeah.
Whereas like Alien is straight up a horror movie in space. Dude, I remember that's Alien set a trend for me because when I was a kid, we had HBO and they would start playing like horror movies around my bedtime. And they didn't show the softcore porn until like a few hours after my bedtime. But right at my bedtime, they'd start playing horror movies. And I remember when Alien came out, I really wanted to watch it. I knew nothing about it, but the title of the movie was Alien. And I was really into like paranormal shit. So like I remember begging my mom, like, please let me watch Alien. Please. She's like, it's scary. You will get scared. You will have nightmares. No, I won't. I promise. I won't. I won't. And she's like,
I can control that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it will not happen.
Exactly. I will exert my will over my emotions. My mind will kill my emotions and allow me to watch this movie. So I watched the first scene and got horrified. You know how that movie opens, right? With the birth. Yeah. And it was like, that's all it took. I could not handle it. And then like I felt like such a sorry Taryn, I felt like such a pussy that I was like, I gotta train myself. I gotta work up to Alien. I have to work up to where I can watch Alien. So then I remember watching Tremors, Critters, and like all these like B movie horror, like
killing various neighborhood dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
just to get acclimated.
Pulling the legs off of animals like frogs and stuff. I never got into
just
that,
chanting
by the way.
alien.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Gotta get stronger.
And then I never watched that movie again until I was probably in my teens. It took me that long to get back up to Alien.
So I feel like I watched it maybe last year was the first time I saw it.
What'd you think of it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Really?
I laughed at the tech that they have in the future.
Yeah, it's really like
Oh, these spaceships run on DOS. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, but it's also kind of cool because it's gritty sci-fi, and it's like gritty sci-fi. I feel like before that was really a kind of a genre. And also I love all the synth references that they make in Fallout that are like just straight out of the Alien movies. Like I think one of the synths in Fallout 3 is like named after something in Alien. I can't remember exactly what it is.
The only part that got to me and still gets to me thinking about it is the face hugger.
Yeah.
Just that thing around his throat and just, man, seeing him on the table and seeing like the tail pulse, like, oh man, that was rough for me.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get past the first scene as a kid. But hey, it gave me my love of like B horror movies.
Yeah.
It really did. Cause like, man, I got into a phase where it's like, yep, there's more than one Critters. What? I probably watched all of them, and then like I would like have like a sleepover with my cousin where it's like we're watching Critters, man. And he was older than me, and like he'd get scared, and I'd be like, pussy. Sorry, Taryn.
Poon. And then my last achievement,
Stacks of achievements.
living boat hull.
Boat hole?
Boat hull.
Hole.
And you unlock that by ramming 10 sharks to death.
Oh, a John.
So there's your Jaws reference.
Multiple movie references. Dogs and cats living together? What is going on? I love it.
There you go. I'm done. Mic drop.
This game was received well. I feel like that's
believe
worth
it.
mentioning.
Yeah.
It's on several top Genesis game lists. And even when it came out, it was well received. And I also can see that. This is
I think it's placed. I think it deserves to be on the list, and it's placed correctly.
I think it also deserves to be on the list. I really can't answer how I feel about how it's placed. I feel like until I get through the whole list. But as of right now, yeah, I'm on board with that statement. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I had a lot of fun today. My therapy session where I talked about things that
We
bother
dragged
me.
some skeletons out.
Well, yeah. Where I thoroughly embarrassed myself to our friends on the internet.
Yeah, but you get paid for it. It's fine.
I do. This is I wouldn't say my profession. Hey, did you enjoy me airing out all these neurotic feelings? Have you considered donating to the Patreon?
We get enough money, we'll have an actual therapist come on that we can just unload into. It'll be like a 4-hour Patreon episode.
Guys, this is too much. I have to leave. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today. But before we close things out, I have a couple of questions for you. A few questions for you, if you will.
All right.
The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard, what kind of beard would you give it and why?
I would have to give it's an imaginary beard
Okay.
because the person I've selected sadly doesn't have a beard or glasses.
Okay.
So it's the imaginary beard of Malcolm Brenner.
Should I know who that person is? Because I do not.
No, I'm glad you don't.
Okay.
Malcolm Brenner is a man who is famous for having a sexual relationship with a dolphin. A 3-year romantic and sexual relationship.
Whoa. So this wasn't just like a wham bam kind of deal.
No, he
This was
claimed
like-
she hit on him, and he was not receptive at first because she was a dolphin.
This sounds like a reality show.
But she was persistent with her attraction to him, and so he thought, oh, well, all right.
Do you know what the dolphin's name was?
Dolly?
Oh, original. Sounds like a man who just wanted to have sex with a dolphin. What's your dolphin's name, mister?
Dolly. He talked very positively about their sex life, that it was exhilarating to be with a dolphin.
I hear that dolphins are like a species that
They're the only
enjoys sex.
Yeah, they're the only other species besides us that have sex for pleasure.
I'm surprised like monkeys aren't on that list too, because like they jerk off a lot. You go on the internet, you can find a monkey.
I don't jerk off for pleasure, just anxiety reduction. So
just stress release.
Tyler. Yes, Dave.
That was a weird beard. I love it. If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
Well, they don't have glasses either, or a beard, so that's an imaginary pair of glasses of Margaret Lovett.
Is that who is Margaret?
Margaret
Lovett?
Lovett is notorious. She's a woman who had a sexual romantic relationship with a male dolphin named Peter.
I don't know if that name's more original or not. Where it's like, what's the name of your dolphin? Cock. No.
What? I named things for what they're even. I hammer hammers.
Yeah.
You know.
No, Margaret, I think you misunderstood me. What's the name of your dolphin? Cock inside me? I don't know. This one doesn't run away.
Yeah, but she also claims it was great.
How, like, are these people like modern day people? Like, are they still alive?
They're still alive. Yeah, they're old, but they're
Yeah.
alive.
How about their partners?
No,
Oh no, they ate them.
Dolly was separated from Malcolm
Oh
Brenner.
my God! I love that you know this.
I read a big article about it.
You're not even you're not referencing anything right now.
No.
You're just staring at me,
This,
giving me this.
this is just fact.
I love it.
Because I remember I'd heard about it.
You just
So,
synchronized with Reddit. Like your synchronization percentage is off the scale right now.
Well,
If this were Pacific Rim, you could pilot Reddit.
Well, my Google search history today is pretty weird for just me Googling sexual relationship dolphin and getting these two hits. But they were together for, I think, 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they were separated. Like she had to. Oh no! She stayed with him. No, I wanted. Never mind. I'm thinking of the other dolphin fucker. They had to
Lover,
be.
please. They had a romantic
They
relationship.
did. They did. Okay, they were in love. They got separated for some other reason. Like she had to go to
Federal law.
a zoo, yeah, something like that. And she died shortly thereafter. And he claims it was from a broken heart because he was very depressed afterward. Like it was a real breakup. And then the other, the woman who had sex
Science
with
claims it
dolphins,
was from shame.
she said they were together until he joined another pod and left her.
Oh, bummer.
So he got what he wanted and got out.
Hey, I can't believe we made it all throughout this episode without making a podcast joke. I'm actually pretty pleased with myself.
This is your dolphin podcast.
Do you think did Malcolm and Margaret once they got separated from their lovers, did they get together?
I can't imagine. I mean, if they were to have sex with each other, they would just know, like, you're not as good. You're not as good either.
But I feel
And
like
they
they could
just
have
deal with
bonded
it.
over slippery mammal genitalia. Where it's
They
like,
just get vacuum sealed and cover themselves in baby oil, and that's
Yeah.
how they do it.
well, they're having dinner at Olive Garden, and they're like, how's your breadstick? Yeah, it's pretty good. You know what I miss? Dolphin sex. Yeah, me too. I feel like we could bond over this. Did you get the bottomless salad? You know it. You want to go home and fuck like dolphins? Yeah, I do.
So they're my beards and glasses
You want to toss the beach ball around? I know.
with our noses.
I know a kid with a trapper keeper who will watch.
You put on the dildo snout,
No, yes.
ram you like Ecco the Dolphin.
I hear that dolphins can get pretty like affectionate with their trainers. Like I've seen, there are some.
There's a King of the Hill episode about that.
Is it really? How
Yeah.
did I miss that?
Because it's like, who is it? Like Peggy kept getting sexually assaulted by a dolphin, and everyone just sort of ignores it until like they actually see it, and then like I remember Hank riles it up and sticks it on its trainer or something like that.
Oh God, that
So,
sounds like
like he rubs its
made up.
belly, and then to show that it's aroused,
Yeah.
it turns red.
show notes if I can find it.
Yep.
Which I think full episodes of King of the Hill are on YouTube because every day YouTube recommends to me the episode where Hank Hill is addicted to video games. YouTube is just like cramming that one down my throat, and I'm like, I've seen it. Chill out. I've seen it.
It has everything you love.
Exactly.
This is the most perfect episode of television you have ever seen. Statistically, you should love this and watch it every day.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I have two more questions for you. First, I would like to ask you, how much is this game on Amazon? If you were to buy Ecco the Dolphin used on Amazon right now, how much do you think it would be?
$17.
Tyler, I think you're going to be surprised. Actual retail value of Ecco the Dolphin used for the Sega Genesis on Amazon at the time of this recording is $1.18.
It's worth that.
It is worth that.
Wow.
I think that's
I am
cheaper than you can
surprised.
buy it on Steam. I think
Yeah.
it's $2 on Steam. You might as well just get this cartridge. Or actually,
Man.
if you're a collector, get the cartridge. I am probably going to receive a lot of hate for this, but I actually really like playing games with a modern controller.
Yeah.
I really do. There is something about the old controllers. Like when I'm playing Super Mario World, I feel like I need a regular SNES controller, but like a lot of games I feel like I can get by with on the modern controller. And it's just because it's wireless. That's honestly the only reason. Like being tethered to a console is like the most frustrating experience for me.
No, I get that. I get that now. We're spoiled. Can't go back.
Very spoiled. Tyler, I've got one more question for you. And that is, I would like to know, where are they now? We haven't done this in a while, but Novotrade, the developer of Ecco the Dolphin, where are they now? Where do you think?
They were bought up by Chicken of the Sea brand tuna.
Dolphin safe. You got to look for that label.
Yep.
It is really gross to think about, like, how much dolphin I'm sure I've eaten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler, that's a good guess. And this might be confusing at first because it confused me, but Appaloosa Interactive, formerly Novotrade International, was a corporation founded in 1983 in Hungary. It produced numerous console games, computer programs, and TV commercials during the 1980s and 1990s. The company's headquarters were in Palo Alto and was the parent company and owner of two software companies. Its most famous titles were probably Ecco the Dolphin. They did the entire series for Sega. And they also developed the Contra games on, wait for it, on the PlayStation and Sega Saturn for Konami.
I did not know there were Contras on those systems.
I did not either. Their most recent game was Jaws Unleashed, a game based on the Jaws series, if you hadn't put that together yet.
Based on Jaws from James Bond.
The company ceased operations, Tyler, in 2006.
It's a long run.
Yeah, they had a pretty good run. I'm trying to look for any games that you might recognize. They did do Ecco the Dolphin, Ecco the Tides of Time, Ecco Jr., Ecco the Dolphin Defender of the Future, which is a Dreamcast / PlayStation 2 game.
Ooh.
That's probably
Ooh.
3D. I don't know. Tyler, they also did a game that we should probably cover at some point. Garfield, Caught in the Act for Game Gear.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
They also did a bunch of Power Rangers games. Probably very, very popular ones. Like Power Rangers jigsaw puzzles.
Oh.
And Power Rangers Power Active Math. And Power Rangers Power Active Words. Part of the Power Active series. They did RBI Baseball. I feel like that's
Okay,
a
that's
commonly known one. They did the original South Park game for PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that was bad.
That's the one that I think like Matt and Trey like specifically referenced left a bad taste in their mouth.
That's
right?
why they didn't get back into video games for a long time, because it was just taken over. And they had no say.
They did Tiny Toon Adventures Cartoon Workshop.
So you can make your own Tiny Toon Adventures?
Kind of. As much as you could do on the NES, which is what it came out for. They did what I did not. Did we know there was a Wacky Races game? Because they did the Wacky Races game.
Oh, man.
So go ahead.
Okay. I think we're going to have to do that. What's it for?
Windows PC and PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also did a game called Water Polo. Don't even know what it's for.
Okay.
They invented water polo.
Yeah, it's not a console. They just admitted it.
So that's it. Thanks for playing, Tyler.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Are we completely out of time?
Oh,
I feel like we're way out of time.
we're definitely out of time.
Okay, so no calls then.
Yeah, no calls this
Okay,
week.
sorry guys.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
All these sweet dolphin
Yep.
stories.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. We're going to be doing Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah. Yep, that's a game that came out.
That people do not like.
Yeah, I have not played it yet,
Me neither.
but everybody seems to think it's awful.
Do you think, like, okay, so here's what I'm really interested. We need to, when we talk about Mighty Number 9, we need to evaluate. Did people just set the bar too high? Like, because I'm sure everyone went in with expectations that were just bursting.
I'd be willing to bet it's a little column A, little column B. I bet it was rushed and poorly programmed, and people are expecting the next Mega Man. The spiritual, because it is. That's what it's labeled as the spiritual successor of Mega Man.
Definitely what it was proposed as.
He did set the bar. I mean, it's his fault. He set the bar that high, saying that.
Yeah.
So
okay, so we'll be doing that. Hopefully we'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I hope so.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to be those people who like. No, Mixed Revolution was good, man. It was good. Let's see. We need those 5-star iTunes reviews.
We do. We've had a lot recently.
We're killing it. It's amazing. I asked for it, and everybody stepped up, and I love it.
Have we had any new ones? Do you know?
I have. I can check right now.
Well, while you're checking, let me mention Patreon. Hey, did you enjoy this? All the dolphin fucking that we talked about in this episode? I really do feel like our real listeners, our core group, we definitely turned off any potential new listeners in this episode. But like, I feel like we serviced our real, true, diehard listeners.
Like a loving dolphin.
Like only a loving dolphin can. We just were slippery and ready and eager and red. If you enjoyed all this dolphin talk,
I was Dolly and you were Peter, and we just serviced our audience.
Oh, do you think maybe the dolphins cheated with each other on their partners?
I hope it was a bet between them to see if they could see if they could sleep with humans.
If you enjoyed all this, if you enjoyed this podcast, then you can throw in a couple bucks at patreon.com. It's patreon.com/tadpog. If you donate at least $1, you get access to all our bonus episodes. We've got one that we're going to do for July. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but we will have one that's probably going to come out like on the 8th or something like that. So get your donation in before then and enjoy that bonus episode and all the previous ones.
I love to check those 5-star iTunes reviews, but I do not have the internet back here.
Okay.
They're strong enough to check it.
All right.
But last I checked, it was 155. So if you've gotten more, I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much.
On the flipper side.
So I haven't heard from Shinjin yet.
Okay.
So next time, but whenever I look, I'll set a number. Be like, whoever gets this one, I will also do something for.
Okay.
Because that seems to work, like a personal motivation.
I do like that. Yeah, if no one ever contacts you, you never have to deliver.
That's true. I'll just keep building it and building it up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm just gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Let's see. But please go to iTunes, find TADPOG, subscribe, give the show a 5-star rating, and write a review. So if there's a guest host you want for an episode, a game you want us to play, Patreon request, include that in your 5-star written review, and we promise we will get to that.
Eventually. Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about Mighty Number 9. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Would you like to see the trailer to Critters? That's going to be in the show notes. Would you like to see a possible Wikipedia entry on Malcolm Brenner? If it's there, I'm going to put it in there. If there's footage of Malcolm Brenner, that's going in there too.
There's footage of him like hugging the dolphin and touching the dolphin.
Oh yeah, we're good. That's going in. You can also find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. I love the interaction on Facebook. I love like when you comment on an episode and get the conversation going. I like hearing your thoughts. And this is actually this is going to tie in to the Twitch stream, but like my favorite thing about Twitch is hanging out with listeners. And it's the same thing on Facebook. It's like that just makes it. I like it. I think I love it when we're interactive, and like I love hearing from the listeners, and I love interacting with them, and it's like because together, Tadpog Nation as a whole has a lot of weird knowledge about a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Like that is really cool because like we've got our own little like Tadpog's its own community, and I think that's really neat.
It's true.
So thank you all listening for being a part of that community. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at @Tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome. I realize. Thank you. Big ups to everybody who is retweeting us, especially our episode announcements, because it helps spread the word. I already mentioned the Patreon. I'm not going to go into that again. However, I do have some people that I need to thank who have recently had activity on Patreon. I want to thank Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue once more for upping his upping his pledge.
Oh.
Thank you, Micah. And I also would like to thank Paul Clark, who just recently updated his pledge as well. So thank you both, guys. That means a lot. That gets us closer to our goal of just doing Tadpog.
Independence.
Yeah. I still think, like, I know it's a crazy dream, but I still think it would be amazing. And I tell Nikki this every day. It's like, it would be so amazing if we could just do more Tadpog stuff.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Right.
And live off of it. How cool would that be?
That would be the best.
It would be the best.
Let's see. If you want to send us something, bad food, good food, games that'll get priority, whatever. Waifu pillows, we love those.
Yeah.
MREs, I guess.
Considering we've only eaten half of the ones that were sent to us.
But if there's anything you want to send us, please send it to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. We also have an Instagram. I'm going to put up all of my dystopian loot crate on there.
Cool.
So I got some more pictures of the wedding to put up. Plenty of good stuff. So please check that out at Tadpog_podcast.
Awesome.
Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link that directly from the show. Tadpog.com. Dave, how do you want to close this out?
I mean, I guess like dolphins,
Yeah.
right?
No,
I mean,
we have no other choice.
I guess like dolphins,
No,
but wait.
Unless I want to be Dolly and you want to be Malcolm Brenner.
No.
Okay.
No, not even in pretend world.
So then you want me to be Margaret Lovett and you want to be Peter then.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. We do that. Let's do that.
Or to do Echo and Echo Jr. Dolphins.
We can switch.
Okay.
Yeah. So wait, are we dolphins that know English? Or are we just leaving it up to whatever?
I think all dolphins know English, whether
Okay.
they can speak it or not.
So they're like Chewbacca.
Yep.
They can understand common, but just can't speak
Right.
it. Their vocal cords don't allow
They're not
it.
evolved just yet. They'll
Okay.
get there, though.
All right.
So until next time. I sound more like Goat Boy from fucking
Jim Brewer? Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Which is probably precisely what he said as soon as sex was done.